viewers, this is Brenton Sawin again. Well, I have a subscriber. Her name is Coral Hall, and she sent me a link to her site and her story and what have you. And I've been reading her story, and it's very, very complex, and it's a long story that she has been documenting about coming out of basically being a medium and into New Age and witchcraft type stuff, where she was being programmed ever since she was a child by the dragon. Now this dragon programming MK Ultra type stuff in the bloodline and all that kind of thing, she documents very, very thoroughly with extreme detail, and when you're studying it, it really does make sense on how she was programmed from being a child all the way into her adulthood. And then as she was being programmed, she ran across this story of was supposedly a poltergeist or Mackenzie ghost that was at this tomb. And she makes a trip to go there and to basically befriend it and ask it to quit hurting people and things like that. And that's kind of cutting the story a little bit short, because there's a lot more to it than that. But I was going to show the pictures. It says right here, if you want to use my photos of the demon Mackenzie on your channel, you are welcome. Some links below. If not, even just for your interest, he allowed me to photograph him. I did a photo shoot with the demon, and then he came after me. Well, when the thing came after her and really started weighing her down, and basically she had a lot of demonic forces and entities that were posing as other things. They weren't coming to her as demons. They were coming to her as ghosts, and one of them was a fallen angel she had a relationship with and what have you. But there was little signs she started picking up, and she started noticing that some things didn't add up and they weren't right. And ultimately the Lord began to show her where there was some wrong in what was going on, and started pointing out and exposing these dark entities, these fallen angels and demons that were messing with her. But she did have a photo shoot with this demon. She asked it for permission to take its pictures. And when she did, she asked God later on the thing's opinion, this demon's opinion on it, when she had asked that. And it, basically the answer she got back, that it was like she was like blood in the water, and he was a shark circling her, and was extremely excited about getting this attention, and she was like prey. So, having said all that, and knowing that I'm not giving the story justice at this time, because it would take a huge amount of work to basically bring this into a documentary type form, and I will do that at some point, but it'll take several months to do. So if anybody wants to contribute to help me to do that and have the time, this is a fascinating story, and she gives extreme detail on how that the dragon was able to do MK Ultra programming. And this was not with human agency. This programming was done by the devil himself, and she proves it. So let's go look at some of these photos of this demon Mackenzie in this tomb. Now what we are going to be looking at is this tomb here, and the person who is buried in this tomb was someone whose name was Mackenzie. Now we are going to see this open area inside the tomb, a series of pictures, and you will see like a foggy looking entity throughout the series the inside of the tomb will change, and there'll be like fogginess in certain areas. And I'm just going to present the pictures in sequences, and you'll see how this moves around the tomb. And then there are some areas where have an outline of a shape, and a cat. You'll see different things like cats, some themes and stuff. Like up here, there's a cat-looking face up in this area. It looks like a face right here too. It's a very creepy-looking tomb. But this tomb here is a person whose last name was Mackenzie was buried in this tomb, and this demon was posing as this person, Mackenzie. So that's how the thing got the name. So now let's just look at the series of photos in a sequence, and you'll see that there's something going on with this, and there's some themes behind it that tie into Coral's Hall's story, and that will be more and more clear later when I do the second part of this and tell you more of the programming. But the programming had to do with imagery of like this cat and different faces and things like that was used in the type of programming that the dragon did against Coral Hall. But now she is a Christian woman and is an amazing Christian person. So let's just look at her photos and the sequences and what she gave us to look at.